everybody, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't know me, I'm the founder of FrozenPennies.com. I'm a certified financial coach, and as a family, we are debt-free, including our house. Today I want to show you how to live a life of simplicity and save money while doing it. Live below your means. We've all heard the saying, but what exactly does this mean? These 7 tips are easy to follow and will help you get on the right track financially. Now I know, as a woman and a mom, it's hard to juggle everything, right? It's hard to have money to pay your bills and groceries and entertain your kids and keep going managing your household. It's important we prioritize in order to take full advantage of all of the opportunities that are available to us. So let's get started. Number 1, create a budget. We've all heard it. A lot of people decide that they just don't want to do it. But it's so important. It's so important to know where your money is going. There are so many tempting things out there that we can spend our money on. But keeping track of all of our bills and all of our expenses, including how much we're spending on groceries and how much we're paying for the electric bill, is super important. Without the data, how will we know how to be better? Having a budget will allow you the stability and a plan that works for your specific situation. It will also help you stay within those limits that you've decided on. If you're looking for more help on creating a budget, please let me know in the comments. I am a plethora of information when it comes to budgeting. I love budgeting, from spreadsheets to budget planners to paper to apps. Whatever you're looking for, I'm your gal. There are so many ways to create a budget. No matter what you decide to do or what kind of personality you are, me personally, I am a pencil and paper kind of gal. I have a binder that I really just love, a planner that I created online and made copies for that works really well for me. I really enjoy that. Although I also do love a spreadsheet. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to explore this topic a little bit more. Number 2, automate your bills. I do this. I love this. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about whether or not something got paid. It just automatically comes right out of my checking account. This is the easiest way to save time and money. And some places, like Verizon for example, will give you a discount on top of your bill because you set up an automated payment. Number 3, shop smarter, not more. Consider practicing delayed gratification. We all know how easy it is to satisfy that impulse, correct? How easy is it to hit that buy button online? How easy is it to click that email from Land's End and pick up those beautiful sweaters on sale? Maybe even more than one. Take time to shop around first. Find the best deals. This will work for whatever it is that you're purchasing, whether it's groceries or loss leaders or a new pair of winter boots for your child, even a car. If you're shopping online, be sure to take advantage of online discounts and free shipping. And make sure you only buy things that are absolutely necessary and avoid impulse purchases at all costs. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I truly appreciate you being here. If you're having fun, please hit that subscribe button below. If you're having a lot of fun, hit that bell so YouTube can let you know whenever a new video comes out. Number 4, avoid lifestyle creep. Now, this is a term that I actually hadn't heard of before. I know the concept, but I never heard the words, lifestyle creep. Essentially, when you get a raise, so you get a $100 a month raise, and you end up spending $100 more a month on something. So you get a raise and you decide, we could use a new car. So instead of buying a car with a $200 a month car payment, you buy a car for a $300 a month car payment. I know these are simplistic numbers, but you get the point. Instead of increasing your lifestyle costs, take that money and invest it or save it. It's easy to fall into this lifestyle creep trap. Avoid the spending as your income increases. One simple way to do this is to set money goals for yourself. Set it in paper or on your phone so you actually have a copy of it to look at often. This way it'll keep it to the forefront of your mind. So as you do get a raise, whether it's a cost of living raise or a bonus at work, you know that the goal is right there in front of you. It comes to mind and you're able to put that money away. Really, it's all about mindset and what's most important to you. Make sure you set your priorities. Let's just explore the idea of mindset real quick. When you're starting out as a young person, many times you're out of college or out of high school and it's your first real job and you get super excited because you want all of those things. You want all of the things. That's when the majority of us end up in credit card debt. So if you have been through that, that's where I got into my mess, been through that and then gotten out of it, you understand living above your means, right? As a young person, I had student loan debt that I was trying to pay off. I was trying to save money from my first apartment, which I got pretty much right away after college. And I had expenses. It was my first time adulting. So I ended up getting myself into quite a big mess. Also, many times this happens with people who are purchasing their first home. They may be a young couple, getting ready to start a family, and they just want all of the things. They see what their parents have. Their parents have a home, a beautiful home that's nice. They have cars. They have a great lifestyle where they're able to afford out to dinner and spending. They just don't realize that their parents have worked for 50, 60, 70 years in order to get to that point in their life. So wanting what their parents have right away is kind of a dangerous hole to fall into. If you have the right mindset to live within your means or live below your means as young as you possibly can, then it really sets you up for a much simpler, much more profitable life. If you've gotten this far and you're a little stuck and you're just not sure where to go with it, take a step back and decide that the mindset of I work hard, I deserve it. I deserve to drive a nice car. I work 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and I want to keep my kids safe, so I need a new car. That mindset isn't quite on par. You can have a very nice, very safe vehicle without spending $800 a month. I heard the average car payment is $800 a month. That was more than my mortgage. I'm just saying. So changing your mindset a little bit to say, I'm just going to be here where I am, living below my means for now. And as I make more and as I learn to save more, then I can save money and possibly live a little bit more below my means, but better as I get older. Don't jump straight from the kettle to the fire. It's not going to make life any easier. Number 5, save before spending. This is a great trick that people use all the time in order to invest or build savings. Have your savings amount deducted right from your account or right from your paycheck right off the bat before you even see it. The theory of out of sight, out of mind really helps in a situation like this. You can also consider this as paying yourself first, which is super important when you're trying to save for an emergency, a vacation, or even throwing it into your 401k. Paying yourself first gives you the opportunity to reap the benefits from all of those hours that you work. Number 6, pay with cash to avoid overspending. I'm a huge fan of the cash only spending plan. It's the system that I contribute to us getting out of debt and paying off our house. We did the cash envelope system where each paycheck, a specific amount of money went into that envelope. If that envelope was empty before the next paycheck comes, we were out of luck. We did not spend anymore. The cash envelope system works really fantastic for those areas that you tend to overspend in. Although I used it for everything. I used it for Christmas and birthdays and groceries and boys' clothes, haircuts. Anything that I could think of to create an envelope for, I was all for it. That's how confident I was in the system, and that's how well it worked for us. This way, it will stop you from overspending. Number 7, make wise spending choices. This means when you're going to buy something of quality, something that's going to last you 10, 15, 20 years. Instead of buying fast fashion at many of these clothing places, including my beloved Kohl's, consider buying quality, buying Land's End and LL Bean and other high quality clothing that you know is going to last you, that you know that's not going to fall apart when you wash it, because if it does, you can take it back to Land's End and get it replaced. Their business model raves about quality. So if you are not satisfied with the quality, they will replace it for you. It's a fantastic business model. But knowing that you have one pair of really good leather shoes that will probably last you years and years to come means that you don't have to have 40 pairs of shoes. You only have to have 3 or 4. It just means that you're not going to have to buy another pair of brown loafers next year, and then another one the year after, and the year after, because they seem to just fall apart. Especially if you're wearing them every day for work, you need good quality. It matters. I know for myself, I normally wear sneakers because I have a bit of a hitch in my giddy-up. I have a little bit of a bad back. So for example, wearing flat flip-flops is a no-go for me. I normally wear sneakers when I go out. And I can run faster from grocery store to grocery store. Along the lines of making smart purchases, when you're out shopping, in order to combat a little bit of those impulse purchases, ask yourself, do I want this? Yeah. Do I need it? Maybe not. Can I use something else instead? Do I have space for it? That's a big thing in my small house. Where am I going to put it? Can I get by without it? Can I use something else in its place instead? Does this item fit within my lifestyle? Is there something else that would work better for me? How long will this item last for? Can I buy a better quality? Can I wait for it to go on sale? All of those questions matter. They all make a big difference when you're trying to make smart purchases. And also they make a big difference to your bank account. Many times the answers to those questions are, no, I don't need it. No, there's no place to put it. And yes, I can probably find something different. Or I probably have something at home that would fit the bill. By following these simple tips, living below your means can be easier than you think. Creating a budget and automating your bill payments. Creating a budget and automating your bill payments are 2 ways to save time and money while ensuring that your bills are taken care of. Also, shopping smarter by comparing prices online or in stores is the key to stopping impulse purchases. Being able to just pause and shop around just makes fiscal sense. I mean, who doesn't want to get the best deal, right? With these simple tips, living below your means can really just become second nature. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. You have a great day. Bye-bye.